The difference here is if you were a swing trader, you would take your profit. Okay? If you got here, you're done. This was epic. That's the Hail Mary, right? Beautiful trade. You squeezed every drop out of that. Now, a position trade is you keep going. Think of it as investing. Is it safe to position trade again? Well, it's costly. Is it safe? Yes. Is it costly? Yeah, but it's a cost of doing business. Okay? So you have to put it relative. Like, let's say on average you make $50 a day profit on a trade in pips. Okay? $50 a day in pips, but it costs you $1.37 a day in negative carry, negative percent. Would you do it? Okay? So that would be one mini lot. So $1.57, right? 137. 137 times 365 is how much? We'll say 500. So you're actually losing 500%. So it's costly because your one mini lot cost you $100, right? In the lot. And the negative carry over the course of a year is going to cost you $500. So it's going to cost you 500%, but of course you're making on average 50 pips a day. So you have to, is it worth it? Well, 50 pips a day times 365, right? So it cost you 500, but you're making 365 times 10, 3,000. I'm too tired. Times 5. So, you're going to make $1,500, right? Is that right? $1,500 a year minus your $500 carrying cost. So you come out $1,000. Is that right? I think that's about right. 18,250. That's better. I'm really slow. 18,250. So 1,800. So you make $1,300 profit with a carrying cost of 500. This is the cost of doing business, right? Okay? But it's nice to have it the other way and earn the $500 on top of your 18. You see what I mean? But whatever. Was it 15,000? Yeah, it just didn't seem right. I'm sorry. I'm really, 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 really tired. I worked on one math problem yesterday for 5 hours. One math problem. My wife came in the office and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Man, I'm trying to figure it out." She's like, "You haven't eaten since 7 o'clock in the morning." I'm like, "What time is it?" She's like, "It's 3 in the afternoon." What? She's like, "What's that horrible music you're playing?" Well, I had music going on in the background, and somehow it had transferred to some horrible station. Like something was broken, and it was making weird, horrible. It sounded like a Tibetan funeral. And she's like, "What are you listening to?" I'm like, I have no idea. Just for hours, this horrible music had been playing. I never heard it. I was just so focused trying to figure out. It was like a 14-step math problem. You're like, oh, well, for this, I'll need that. And for that, I'll need this. And to get this, I'll need to figure out that other thing. And then it's not coming out right. Whatever. So I just can't do, I don't want to do math for a while, man. I don't want to do math for a while. So I can't even count pips. All right, so we'll do gold, we'll do oil, we'll do USD yen. Okay, gold, still nothing going on. Isn't that nice? That's a 4-hour chart, yo. Check this out. Let's go farther out. All right, so there's a top and a bottom. Let's go farther out. Look. Since the beginning of August, I would declare this as nothing's happening. The reason for it is we're in a transitionary period at the Fed. Some people are preparing for more cuts. Some people are preparing for the end of cuts, and that affects demand for gold. Carlos says the negative carry might not hurt too much, but it's still to be considered. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're absolutely 100% correct. But the way I look at it is it's just a carrying cost. Thank you, Jim. Yeah, retail sales. I guess we can do that. Let's do CAD. Oh, right on, Daniel. Wow, that shouldn't be there. Boom. Let's do it again. Oh, better. Is it a good sign when you hit the Windows button that nothing happens? Uh-oh. Oh, now it works. So if you're gonna love me, then darling, my name is Wayne. Hang on, I'm doing something here, obviously. Love is always coming. Well, I better get that out of my brain, huh? Sorry. This is what I'm doing. It's right here. I like how I can really quickly isolate just what's going on now, right? So we'll get that, and that comes out. Working away. Oh, man. My brain's hung up on that, huh? So, about, what, 30 seconds or so? So let's put CAD on 15 minutes here and 15 minutes there. All right, Oscar Mike. Looks like not so good for CAD. A CAD very weak. The CAD is a very weak. Okay. Make sure you identify your closest levels of support and resistance. Okay. Weak CAD, weak CAD. Weak CAD is, well, I suppose we can go all the way down there. Weak CAD, that's up. Let me click through. It's got to be in there. Okay, we can drop into 1 minute charts. So if you're gonna love me, sorry. Okay, there was definitely one there. They're all marked out. Okay. Okay, so you can see it went up, down, perfect. Let's try the other one. That one gave you a 382 plus a roll reversal on in sort of this zone. Here's the week against Swissy. Roll reversal in here. La 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 la. Did this one do one? Yep. On your own. Do you need some time all alone? So this one did a 382. This one did a 382. This one did a 50%, and this one did a 382. It tells me Kiwi's just slightly weaker than everybody else. Boom, 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 boom. Well, baby, all yens. I don't care about CAD specifically. Just all yens is the plan for now, anyways. So negative numbers on retail sales. Guess I should bring it over here. I just wanted to do the text. Okay. Forecasters, shows you how smart they were thinking 0.4, and they got -1, -0.1. So that's right? That's this spread of 0.5, and they were only trying to think 0.4, so they're way off. Again, so this one's through the line in the sand. This one's breaching the line. This one's trying. Boom. So Kiwi actually was the least strong, but now is the strongest. That's kind of interesting. So they're all attacking the line in the sand, otherwise known as a bayonet. We'll see if they can get some follow through. Do you need some time on your own? All right. This is when you're supposed to be moving your stops to break even. Excuse me. Okay. Now, CAD yen is really in a tight spot because we're at this other level, which I identified right before the news. So you got to get ready for bouncy bounce, but we'll see. Okay. Be careful on CAD yen specifically, but all of them in general. Okay. Jam it. Jam your stops. Jam. Oh, look at that. See? Told you. It's a scalp, dude. Anyways, jam your stops, yo. Hero or zero. Moment of truth. This is the moment of truth. Cool. Has anyone read my book lately? I haven't read it ever, but it's been 13 years. So I haven't read it since I wrote it. me. me, me. Me. These are all CAD. USD CAD, CAD Yen, Kiwi CAD, CAD Swissy. We're selling CAD. Yeah? Now, well, this is, right? So there was the sniper trade, the bayonet trade, right? So just wanted to see who is sort of like on the message and on the topic, right? Identify the line in the sand, attack the line on the sand. As you approach the line in the sand, move your stop to break even, right? It's all, everything we're talking about right now is in that book. Pip by pip, candle by candle. So you would know that this is when the risk is highest, and you should now move your stop to break even. Hero or zero. If you're following the rules of engagement, all of these should be at break even. And of course, if you don't like that, then just take profit on everything. It's just a scalp. Okay? You want to, in this scenario, you want to be risk-free, hero or zero. You either make great money or you make zero. That's usually where I like to get. So in this situation, if possible, you already took the risk, so you probably want to get the reward, right? So I would suppose you're I don't know, you have some sort of expectation for your scalps. I don't know if that's 10 pips or 25 pips or something like that, but all right. It's up to you, man. All I know is you should be in a situation where you don't lose. All right. Should we move on .com, let it play out? Dean, strategic and tactical Forex trading. Ooh, that's a big red candle. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Who would have thought? Anyways, it's just 1 minute chart, bro. All right, so let's move on .com. Nice little event-driven strategy. What should we do now? What do you guys want to do? I said I'd do euro, dollar, and oil and stuff. So let's go back to that. Yeah, Jimbo says redraw the fib. Yeah, you could redo it on a 15 and trade the 5. Okay? That's more particular to non-farm payrolls where you get maybe a bigger potential range, but that's all. That's fair. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So, yeah, still nothing on gold. Where's the oil? Still waiting on oil. Okay. But Creeping, huh? Maybe? Let's measure this statistically. Can you imagine? I spent on problem sets, I had to like calculate things like this. What is the mean? What's the standard deviation above and below the mean? Calculate all things like this by hand. And that's actually very, very easy. Statistics was interesting. And it was funny because my professor was a young PhD. And he knew his stuff, obviously. But he was extremely nerdy. He tried to be cool, which is fine. So he was a cool nerd. He had some style. He definitely was cool, but nerdy, but a cool nerd. So I'll give him that. But I suppose he sounded at least nervous when he spoke. So like he would always be slightly out of breath because his heart was racing all the time when he talked, but he did his best to slow it down. So like he overcame the challenge of being afraid, let's say, or whatever it is, but you could catch it in his breath and it kind of made you antsy a little bit, right? You're like jittery. It made his jitteriness would make you jittery. So you're trying to do all this complicated math and yet you're jittery and nervous all the time. It was just really funny. Jimbo says news trades 30 minutes after blah, 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 blah. All right, Jimbo, the reason for that is the news is at 8:30 and the stock market opens at 9:30. So people start front running the S&P 500 around 9. Right? So it's not that the news comes out and you wait. Like the news comes out and it has done its thing. And now we all just kind of move on and wait for the stock market. And that people play the stock market like whatever price you begin at is either going to be the top of the market or the bottom of the market, right? Like it's an open, it's an important period. And bears need to get bearish, bulls need to get bullish, and they're jostling for position and all that kind of stuff. And that news is out of the way. Now, if you go back 10 years or more, probably even more than that, 15 years ago, let's say, when I traded things like retail sales, the market would jump like 150 pips. Not just like move, like gap, 150 pips. And then, rip-roaring volatility after that. And so now watching a CAD move 15 pips over the course of 5 minutes, is, sort of a, I don't know, baby chinchilla, cute and fuzzy, and you want to take it home. By the way, it was funny. So I have kids, and so kids like to have hamsters and gerbils and guinea pigs, and we've gone through the gamut of everything. In fact, one of my daughter's one of her mice died yesterday, so we had a funeral for it and buried it in the backyard. I said a few words, typical, dad moment, right? But not long ago, we were at the pet store buying pet food, and I love looking at the animals and petting the adoption animals. Hey, kitty, 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 wow, kitty, kitty, right? And so anyways, I'm cruising by the bird cages, and they're really neat. And then I go over and I'm like, hey, I want to check out their guinea pigs, because we had a guinea pig for 6 years. We had to change its cage every other day for 6 years. Don't ever get a guinea pig. So anyways, I'm like, oh, I wonder if they have guinea pigs. Oh, look at the mice. Yeah. And then I turn the corner and I'm like, holy shit! What the heck is that? And it ran for me and hid in the corner and was shaking. I'm like, I couldn't quite see it. I'm like, what? They had a gremlin, a mogwai. And it looked like a koala bear. I'm like, what the heck is that? And then the woman comes over, like the hippie woman with purple hair and tats came by, and she's like, oh, that's a chinchilla. I'm like, I love it. I love it. I'm like, hey. And I said to my wife, come check out this. And she's like, no, you can't have it. I'm like, oh, come on. I want one. I'm like, look at this, kids. Look at it. Just an amazing thing. Amazing. The cutest little, like, koala bear. And you can take it home. And it was wild. It had beautiful little ears and stuff. Like, I want it. I want to take it home and snuggle with it. My wife's like, no. I don't want to clean its cage. I'm like, please, Mom, please. So anyways, got to get a chinchilla. So if oil goes up, maybe that's helpful for CAD, but probably not today. Yeah, look at this. Now look at the pound yen coming down. Well, I told you 4 days ago to take profit. Okay? Check this out. Euro dollar, same thing. Told you 4 days ago. Probably need to start taking profit. We just went through a bunch of yen pairs. We should probably do it again just to make the point. What are you supposed to do when you're at the top of a market? Take your profit, brah. Okay? So almost there. This one probably didn't get anywhere, but let me change this. Template, swing, confluence. Yeah, almost there. Those are the ones that underperformed. Almost there. Window, tile vertically. Window, tile vertically. Oh, I must be really slow. And then the pound yen. Like, obviously, take profit. Now, what we were talking about yesterday is what the hard thing to do now is decide if you're going to position it and ignore the pullback. And I can't make that decision for you. Beautiful trading, though. Just beautiful trading. Nice. Been a really good month, huh? Take a look around the world. Okay, Carlos. Yeah. Euro, moderate. Dollar, weak. So that's not a very good one right off the bat. Okay. Pound maybe, Aussie maybe, Kiwi maybe. Right? So take these three and sell the dollars, sell the yen. Now, also recognize that these are all lagging. Okay? They're all lagging. It's not bad, it's just, it is. It's just how the math works. So those were pairs doesn't mean they will continue, especially if you're using leading indicators like pivot points and price action. Well, that would be covered in things like price act. The question is, in the video training courses at FX Bootcamp, which ones do pullbacks? Well, there would be like the basic training program covers Fibonacci. Price action is price action, so the price action would do pullbacks. Swing trading would have that. So there's at least three I can think of right off the bat. Okay. Okay. And then I suppose there's one, how to trade the news. Which one is that in? I don't remember which one that is. How to trade the news. I don't remember which one that's in. Okay. But yeah, how to trade the news would have that, like what we just did on CAD. That's in one of them. I don't remember which one. Sorry. Okay. So, do you remember I drew all these I drew this purple area before the news came out? Like literally a minute before the news. Do you remember I drew this purple area just before the news? Okay. This one's a little higher. Okay. Before the news. So I thought, right? And then this one was a little lower. Okay. So we got pretty close on two, and we've actually hit them on two others. Okay. Let's flip to the 5. Okay. And flip to the 5, and flip to the 5, and flip to the 5. And as Jimbo says, there's potential for another move. If you're not a pure scalper, this is what we call a second chance. Okay. It's less of a scalp. Obviously significantly slower, but now you got to pay attention. Okay. So one thing that I do in this situation is I'll redraw them. Okay. And then I'll go back to the 1 minute because I still like scalping. 5 minutes is just too slow. Okay. But I redraw my entry levels. So like, for example, this is an entry level. And this is really still a take profit. This is still really a take profit. And this is a potential entry level. Although, right, 618 may be better, but 382 is valid. So what I often do is look for their zones, right? Sweet spots is what I call them. So there's the sweet spot there. Here's a sweet spot there. Okay. But how much did this one move? 20 pips. So you probably got 15 out of it. How much did this one move? Oh, my brain is slow today. Up, down, so here to here, 15 pips. So they're only 15 or 20 pips, right? Remember, for me, they used to move 150 pips in this amount of time. But nonetheless, this is risk zone, okay? Risk zone. If you didn't take your profit and you traded the first one, you're probably getting knocked out at break even. You're approaching break even, but that's why I said hero zero if you're doing it that way, right? Remember, the point of a swing is to take profit. Not a swing, a scalp. The point of a scalp is to take the profit, right? Wissam Khan, you're all right, buddy? Daniel says, how much percentage of your account do you risk on one trade? As little as possible. Okay. as little as possible. Val, you go to metatraders.com and then get to complete toolkit. It's in there. Okay. You'll need the indicator and you'll also need the chart template. Because if you install the indicator, it will not look like this. Not even close. So you'll need the indicator, then you'll need the template, and then you need the profile. Okay? So that's what, like in MetaTraders, that's what you'll get. So you'll get the indicator, you'll get the template. So this is a template, for example. So let's try to do, right? So let's do a new chart. Okay, cool. So it looks like this. First thing you'll need to do is insert the indicator. And I think it's this one. Boom. There. But that's not necessarily what you want, right? So then you want to install a template. Do I even have it here? I don't even think I even have it on here. Oh, currency index template. Okay. So now it looks like that. So now, but that's just one chart. So you could do it over and over and over and over again, or then you could then, right? Then these are profiles. So I give you this profile so that you can install it. And then you click on the profile, which opens up 8 charts, pulls up each chart with the index. Okay. And each index, right? Well, it pulls up these charts and then installs the templates on each chart, and each template has the indicator. So you'll need the indicator, you'll need the chart template, and you'll need the profile. And all those things are included at metatraders.com. Capiche? Of course, you could do all that yourself. It'll probably take 4 hours. Do I use pivots lower than daily? No, I do not. No. Come on, crude. I need more coffee. I'm fading fast. I'm sorry, guys. Oh my God. Oh, that's last night's coffee. Oh, that was good though. Well, it depends on where your stop is, Daniel. Most people don't need stops more than like 50 pips, let's say. And typically we're looking for trades somewhere between 100 pips and 300 pips. Several people over the last 2 weeks have made over 1,000 pips per trade, or let's say easily 500 pips per trade. And they probably only risked 50. So it could be 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 5 to 1, 10 to 1, depending. Okay. So like so if you join, I sent out an email about joining the swing trading group. So if you do that, the first thing you should do is watch last week's, or it's actually this week's video. And in that, there are several people sharing their positive, trades. So, right. One guy was saying, oh, he's up 1,000 pips on a swing trade. And then I immediately go into this conversation about that's good. But actually what I was trying to teach is You're supposed to be stacking. I said, if you go back to August in our swing trading meetings, I was asking you not just to do one, but to start stacking them. And he's like, oh yeah, I got 9 other trades open. I'm like, oh, well then you did it perfectly. 1,000 pips on one trade and still got 9 trades open. Yeah. Then I'm just like, all right, well, good job. Good job. Oh, Daniel, there's nothing for free. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I think you misunderstood. Okay, anyway. You know, I'm not an options guy, Cedric. I don't trade options. Okay? Yeah, but Daniel, it's not expensive, though. It's not expensive. Max, metatraders.com. Max, right? I'm answering Max's question. He's like, I keep going to like MT5 website. No. I don't own. All right. Anyways, metatraders.com. Yeah, I'm sorry, Joe. Joe's bringing it up. Yeah, Daniel, it's not a lot of money. My point isn't to charge you a lot of money. So, anyways, yeah, Joe's pointing that out. I'm really tired. I'm starting to babble. I apologize for that. I'm really, really tired. So, I need my 9 a.m. nap. Amazing, huh? But the other thing about the MetaTrader site is it's made some money recently, and I've taken that money. I've hired a programmer, and I said I'd do this 2 weeks ago. So I've hired a programmer. They're going through absolutely every file, recoding it, and then testing to make sure the files work on MT5. Okay? Okay? I told you I'd do it. MetaTraders is $4.95, guys. Like, seriously, right? Oh, Cedric says, how do options affect Forex? You know, I've seen some people make a big deal of it, and yet I've never seen an impact. I've never said, oh my God, did some option just expire? But then the options guys or whoever they do make a big deal of it, and they're like, oh my God, right? But even quadruple witching doesn't, it doesn't make a big deal. Now, it's easy to hype. But my personal opinion on that, Cedric, is I've never had like a euro option expiration like just rock my world and go, oh my God, I should have been paying attention to that option expiration. Some people trade that way. For some people, it's that important. It will rock their world. I've never seen it. So I wouldn't, right? Yeah, I suppose, but I don't. I've never, for what I know, I've never been blessed or cursed with an option expiration. So I could go through life not knowing, not caring, and I don't think it would have an impact. Yeah, Chuck's like, hey man, if you don't, right, you can do all that yourself. It's true, right? You can search for all of your templates, or sorry, for all the indicators. Most don't work, by the way, but let's say you find the exact same indicators. Great. Then you will need to install it. Then you will need to create a template. Then you will need to create, once you have your template on a chart, then you'll need to create a profile and then set it all up and stuff. And honestly, that's going to take you, if you know what you're doing, it'll take a bit. I mean, it'll take your time. Or I could do that for a whole bunch of different things for $4.95, right? It's just like, dude, pay the $5. Unless your time is worth 50 cents an hour, you should probably just pay the $5 and get it done. So, but that's my opinion. But yeah, no. Oh, I'm not, Chuck. No, I'm not. No, and again, I apologize. I'm tired. I'm not getting all upset at you, and I'm not slapping you. I'm not belittling you. I'm just saying, look, I must be asked, what, 200 times a year, Wayne, I want your charts. Okay, cool. Now you can just go there and download them. Easy, done. Right? I don't think $4.95 is a lot. And of course, if you don't know how to use MT4, I think it's another $14 to take a training course. 11 videos, I think it is, for $14. Like, it's not retarded money. All major U.S. indices at all-time highs. Right on, man. Oh yeah, Jim, but I don't care about the $20, right? But anyways. Currency strengthened or going really? No, well, Brian, the benefit of it is to see what's sort of happening. So, like, imagine this, John Bryan, right? Imagine this, like, what's the first thing you look at when you open your charts? Like, you wake up in the morning, you're rubbing your eyes, and you're booting up MT4. You should look and say, okay, what's happened overnight? And you can say, okay, well, Aussie's strong, pound isn't so much. Kiwi strong, euro terrible. CAD's all right, right? So these are all in hours. I prefer 4 hours, but whatever, right? And so anyways, you can look at it and just very quickly say, hey, man, what's up? So I prefer this one. I'm on the wrong one. Oh, that's cool. I appreciate the support. Yeah, buy me a cup of coffee. I don't mind. Yeah, Chuck Duck. Yeah, that's the way to do it. For example, wow, I'm really tired. Here we go. There you go. I'm just trying to save people money. Or not time. I'm trying to save people time. All right, I gotta go, man. I need a nap. I'm really zonkers. Really zonkers. So thank you for your patience with me today. Thank you for your efforts. Thank you for your focus. I hope you enjoyed scalping the news today. I hope you learned something. The biggest thing is it's just a news scalp, yo. You're supposed to take your profits or be comfortable with break even, hero or zero, right? So you could, and honestly, I think on the long run, it doesn't matter which one you do. Take your profits or, whether you're a hero trader or a zero trader, meaning you get the shot and then you break even versus get your shot and take your pips. On the long run, you're probably going to break even. So just pick one or the other. You want to be consistent, right? So, one way of doing that is the news comes out and you throw down a 2020 OCO or 1515 OCO, right? The next one, right? The next opportunity, next style is to take the trade let's say 1550 OCO, and then move the stop to break even when you get to the line in the sand. And then most of the time you get knocked out of break even, but every once in a while you hit the 50. So I think on the long run, the ones that go for the 50 and the ones that go for the 15 will average out and it'll be about the same. You know what I mean? So anyways, yes, I am absolutely dizzy. So I got to go. Thank you guys. Thank you for being a client to Trader's Way. Thank you for all that you do. I will see you tomorrow. Please subscribe. Please.